very good evening to everyone watching with us. We are back again with a live racing in ACC, and this week we are in Misano. Today, obviously, being a Thursday evening, a lovely starter of a weekend evening. Although some people's weekend this week it started a bit early because of the various festivals that we are having this week. But yeah, obviously, Misano, a track that we are looking forward for, a track that is quite a bit technical, especially when taking the corners, because you have some extra room on the inside on the curbs, a lot of curbs that can be taken while entering and while exiting the track, so that sort of makes the track a bit wide, and maybe we can expect to see a lot of racing going on because of that reason itself. But nevertheless, today I am not alone in the commentary box. I am joined by very own Kaake, who will be joining me in the commentary box today. So Kaake, how are you doing?
Yep. Hi and hello everyone. I'm perfectly fine. Yep, we are racing on a lovely Italian track, Misano.
Yes.
And of course, it's our dash round this week, which means a 45-minute race with a mandatory pit stop. So it's going to be interesting when these people decide to pit in. And if I'm not wrong, I think we'll be in our quali session at the moment. So why don't we turn into that straight away?
Yes, indeed. I would just like to tell that you said that you everything fine with you today. I am pretty sure not everything is fine with you today, because you are a bit down on cold, as you had told before. But yes, we are into the session. Qualifying has already begun, and we are 5 minutes into the session. One thing that our audience would have never seen would be probably the combination of me streaming and you commentating in ACC. That is basically because both of us are generally racing here, and today both of us are not doing that. So that's something that is new for everyone watching.
Yes, that is true. Of course, we fondly the ACC boys. We love this game absolutely to the bits, but just that a few circumstances didn't allow both of us to race today. But anyways, our love for the game will always be there. Hence, we are here commentating, if not racing.
Yes, indeed. Love for the game. Few circumstances for you, I understand. For me, it was clearly on the point that I have no idea about how to drive this track, so I don't want to be that roadblock into turn one. I believe last season also we had some incidents going into turn one in the race, so I don't want to be that guy to create that incident. So that's why I am sort of stepping back today. But right now in the session, with almost 5.5 minutes done, we do have Davlesh Singh leading the charts with a 133.6. Would expect him to go around 5 or 6 tenths quicker, I believe. But right now in P2, it's Tanish who is 6 tenths off. Starmax Lord 1.2 seconds off. So Davlesh is expected to, I guess, gain at least a second. What do you think? Do you have any idea on the times, Kaake?
Absolutely, I think he will definitely be going faster, and of course, we have a couple of faster guys not racing today, out for the long weekend, I suppose. But yeah, Davleesh has a good chance to, take that Grand Slam, get that pole, get the fastest lap, and of course, get the race victory as well. And the times, as you mentioned, should be around, mid 132s for of course, the aliens, but. Of course, the leash in our league is no less than alien. So I think high 133s would be quite possible for him. So expecting 3 to 4 tenths to go down at least.
Yes, indeed.
And as that happens already, yep, 3 tenths down, and he is into 133.3.
Yes, indeed. There are a couple of newcomers in the league that I am seeing. So I do see FIFA Kanak there in P8, who is in a silver class. So I'm pretty sure that's his first race with us.
Yes, this is his debut race in IRC, and he has, of course, chosen the quite so popular BMW M4 GT3, the car which came out last year and has been quite popular among all the new drivers, as well as some old drivers who have switched to it. 8-cylinder who has been with us since the very beginning, has also switched to them for GT3, and so has our rookie from last season's Lea Whitey. So of course, a couple of more drivers with the BMW not racing with us today, but I see a nice spread of cars though. Probably, Ferrari leading the class at the
Yeah.
moment.
I
I
am
see
seeing
around 5 cars.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
a Ferrari domination in the left side. That's generally rare to see, but we do have the usual Ferrari drivers. Tanish used to drive Ferrari. Noob also, not really Ferrari guy, but he is the one who is skipping cars every season. So Noob is trying the Ferrari this season. Electric. Generic Ferrari boy, and Starboy as well, a generic Ferrari boy. Faizan, was he in a Ferrari? I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he was switching a bit here and there, but yeah, he has been loyal to the Ferrari.
Yes, right now we are on board our debut driver, just trying to get a grasp of why this man was placed in silver, because definitely if the coordinators are placing him in silver, he would have shown some really good pace around the tracks, which we generally take for time trial, as he goes a bit wide
He's
and
a bit wide,
invalidates
yeah.
his lap, and then he has to abort it. But till that point, it seemed pretty good. I expect around a second improvement from this man, or maybe at least 7 to 8 tenths. We'll see towards the end of the session what this man has to show us. We have Raja, who is in the Porsche. 3 Porsches on the grid out of 17 drivers. That's still a very good number, a healthy number for Porsche.
Absolutely, yeah. Porsche hasn't been, the kindest of the cars to people, but yeah, Raja, Casey have been the, pioneers of Porsche, and of course we have Panda, who is the leading driver for the Porsche as well as one of the top drivers in the Pro class. Why don't we go on board with someone on the hot lap and let's try and see how they are doing?
Yes, let me just try. I feel Faizan is on a hot lap, but let's see if someone else is on a hot lap. Car number 6. There you go. Noob seems to be on a hot lap. He has done 53 last lap. Oh, there is some
Oh,
lag, I think.
yeah, some lag, yeah.
So he will be crossing the line soon, so we'll see what time he is able to put out. Maybe he will be continuing with the lap, because and he does improve.
Yeah.
He goes P5 right now, but he is continuing for another hot lap, because as it goes, we also drive the cars, and during quali we generally take at least 2 to 3 laps of fuel, because one lap is tire warm up only generally, so probably the second lap is where we can expect the most pace out of the car.
Absolutely, and of course, this track is, a sweet combination of flowing turns and tricky technical turns, as he is on sort of the starting back straight going onto the hairpin, left-handed hairpin, turn number 8, and now onto turn number 9, which is, you have to double apex right-hander technically. So you brake in a straight line, then again turn your car in, which he rightly does. Cut as much curb as you possibly can. Go a little wide on the AstroTurf. Get that traction. Get that perfect exit flow rate, so that you have maximum speed on the back straight. And then of course this beautiful section of 3 right-handers. Everyone has their own different technique. Some like to go blazing fast right there, just lift. Some like to slightly press the brakes so that their car maintains the traction and has the stability through the corner. And then of course going through the last corner, it's important you get a nice cut of the curves and avoid too much, going too much on the exit curves, because those mini sausage curves can sort of make you lose traction, which will cause you to lose speed on the straight.
Yes, indeed. He does improve on the previous lap by a couple of tenths, but probably he will be looking for a better time, as we have Panda crossing the line. He is already doing a couple of hot laps, and he is still a second down on Davlesh Singh, but probably that's what his general pace is. Some more lag from my side, I believe, but I hope not from the driver's perspective that lag is there.
I hope no attack from the DDoS attack like the SRO esports server, which we had a couple of days back. But anyways, we have Davlesh Singh currently in pole position with a time of 1:33. Tanish, a surprising P2, I would say. Almost 1 second off, so that's a big gulf right there between Davlish and Tanish already. Panda will be hoping to improve his time to get to that P2 position, and of course I'll be expecting a lot more silver drivers in the top 10, given that we have just 2 pro class drivers in Davlish and Panda. So Hetzel will be fancying his chances for a podium definitely.
Yes, indeed. One thing that I have definitely noticed that Davlesh is in a class of his own. We should make a class for him. But yeah, generally there is Masoom to keep him in check. But today Masoom is also not there, so he has been let loose in this server, and probably after 2 laps he will have the most boring 45 minutes race that he can expect in this race. He might fancy a extra pit stop at the end at the pace that he is currently having. But let's see what he can pull out. Right now, I believe.
Yep, Panda crosses the line and betters his time by almost 5 tenths and goes P2. 6.5 tenths off the Bleach's time still, but impressive lap nonetheless.
Yes, indeed. Let me just quickly have a look. It seems like I am dropping a couple of frames in the stream, so I will just reduce my graphic setting, because generally when I play, I will play on everything epic, as you see there.
Yep.
So I will just reduce maybe what will have the most impact.
Foliage you can definitely reduce. That can help saving a lot of.
Yes, so I will go full low foliage.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to see the grass right now, and I think this should help with the smoothness of the stream. We'll have a look at it and we'll see if it improves. If not, then I will probably put a cap as well. I think that's also something that I should do, right?
Yeah,
frame rate
that's
limiter.
a decent option.
Yes, I shall do this as well, because last time I remember when I was streaming, we had to do all this, and I haven't streamed ACC since 1.5 seasons now, so I'm also not sure. There is some jitter on the stream, but hopefully we are back. But looking at the sheets, as Kaake said, Panda did improve on his time. Right now, a lot of people on their out lap. Seems like they will be starting their final one push lap that they can do. Raja still in P11 right now.
Yeah, just 30 seconds to go for these guys to cross the start finish line if they want to get a lap in. And we have around 6-7 drivers already in a hot lap, and I think car number 7 and 23 will be the last one to cross. So yeah, we are on board Raja right now. The Porsche represent, and currently he is sitting in P11. So StarMax Lord is currently our highest of the AM runners. He is 6 tenths up on the next AM runner, that is Electric. So some nice showing by StarMax, and of course we have Tanish who is still P3, the highest of the silver class, and 8 cylinders and Mood. That will be an interesting battle to watch definitely. Helium will be also fancying his chances on the race start, as Raja improves his time massively and goes P8 now. Not much of a positional bump, but that time gain is definitely there for the show.
Yes, indeed. At least he went from somewhere around P12 to P8, so 4 positions gained, not bad, and he is now very close to StarMax Lord, who was having the best time of the AM class. So he will be fighting with StarMax Lord. One person to look out for is Noob. Because even in the last race, the endurance race that we had at Silverstone, there I myself was scared of him catching up to me towards the end of the race. So he definitely has the pace, up to, I believe he is very comparable in pace to Panda, like maybe 3 to 4 tenths slower than him. So it will be exciting to see what Hetzel's can do. Probably in the Silverstone race, it was not Hetzel's cup of tea, because he could not keep his car on the track, but maybe today is his redemption day. But that's quali over for us. We have Davlesh Singh topping the charts, did not improve on his time after first time we went on board him, but in P2 we have Panda, who did improve and is 6 tenths off Davlesh Singh. P3 is Tanish, who also did not seem to improve after the initial times that he set. Hetzel in P4, Tanish obviously leading the silver class. In P4 we have Hetzel. In P5 we have Noob. So 2 Ferrari in top 5 and 1 Lambo, 1 Porsche and 1 BMW.
Yep, interesting spread of the manufacturers. Then we have P6 and 7, Aston Martin and a Bentley of Helium and Starmax Lord. Then again, as we'll run it through the starting grid, we have Davlish, Panda, Tanish on the left in the Ferrari, 8 cylinders in the chunky BMW. Then we have Noob in another Ferrari sporting a Sky Sports livery. And of course, Helium on the right in the Mountain Dew Monster Aston Martin, sorry. Starmax Lord starts P7, followed by P8 Raja in the Porsche. Then we have Deepak Raj in the new Audi, the Evo 2. Then FIFA Kanak, newest driver, the BMW P10. Electrip begins P11, followed by Slea at P12. Then we have Casey with the livery we can appreciate every time we see it. And of course, Starboy as well, the Ferrari standard guy, I would say, in P14. He should have been higher up. Let's see how his race goes on. Faizan is P15, and then we have Shalalak and Aladdin rounding off 17 drivers.
Yes, indeed, Aladdin in that golden livery, the golden Audi livery that we have seen from beforehand as well. So, a great track to race on. We have around 23 seconds to have for the drivers to set their setups and their fuel load for a 45-minute race. Obviously, one pit stop is mandatory, as you can see on the left side, so they have to make sure to take into account, because strategies will be played around with fuel load and with the pitting time, undercutting and overcutting. So we'll see what drivers have thought about their fuel load as well. We can't see it, but we will get a feel once they start pitting in, as they are about to start their formation lap. Let's just go on both this camera and we will have a look at how the race start goes on.
Yep, a short formation lap, and it's a relatively short run to turn 1 as well. So let's see who goes. Davlish will of course will be having that advantage, as we have green flags waving in front of us as we go racing. Davlish has a nice start leading into turn 1. Panda fancying his chances inside of turn 2. Davlish almost blocks him off, still going side by side, using all that curve to his advantage. Behind, I think that's the Ferrari of Tanish and Noob, who is trying to plan a move on 8 cylinders. Helium also really close behind. Deepak Raj fancying his chances on Starmax lot, and I think they will be going side by side up to the next sequence of the hairpin. Ooh, as Electrip goes a bit wide, trying to make a move as well. But yeah, that onward we see the Mountain Dew color Helium Aston Martin making a move on 8 cylinders, getting the move done. So 8 cylinders has dropped down 2 positions, has lost out to both Noob and Helium.
Right now at the back of the pack also some battle is brewing here, especially in these corners where it depends on the lines that drivers are taking. This track is all about the lines that you take. Some people go for a fast and slow out, but some people definitely go for a slow and fast out, and because of that it's something that encourages multiple lines from drivers, and that can result in good moves coming out from this track itself. But fairly clean first lap, no one had any major incident, no one had any major damage. Hopefully it stays this way. People will be happy with the race start at least, and hopefully this carries on for the rest of the race.
Absolutely, and it seems like only Casey was the one who probably had a spin in the starting lap, but apart from him, I think everyone has come out pretty clean, and we haven't had any incidents. We are already in sort of a close single file formation, so everyone is following closely. And of course, as we had mentioned earlier, the pit strategy will be crucial, because of course we have a 25-second fixed pit stop time. So of course refueling, most of the people will be going for a 40-60 or 50-50 split in terms of their fuels for the different stints. And if you are absolutely blazing those tires, maybe you can spend those extra 5 seconds and get a new set as well.
Yes, indeed. Since a tire change for our viewers takes only 30 seconds, and that is done in parallel to fuel loading. So drivers can take that extra 5 seconds and go for a tire as well. But considering that a minimum of 25 seconds in the pits is necessary, then that means that our drivers will be going for a only two possibility, either a 50-50 split or a higher fuel load towards the end, and a dash in the beginning is needed, and that's why the name of the series a dash, or you can also say a splash and dash, you know, you just put fuel and go out, so that also. But up ahead we can see on the timing charts that Panda has already lost around 2.5 seconds to Davlish, so he is no more in contention. Tanish is around 2 seconds behind Panda. Noob is also falling back. We'll see the delta soon. Right now we are seeing the times as they are crossing the line, but Noob is around 6 tenths behind Tanish, so let's just stay on board Noob and have a look at what is going on in this pack. But everyone seems to be pretty close from P3 all the way to P7 at the moment, and we'll see what these people have unfold for us as the race progresses. Right now it seems like everyone is trying to maintain that single file. Obviously 45 minutes is the time that they have to think of any moves, or analyze the opponent ahead of them and come up with a strategy of seeing what kind of lines are the guys ahead of them taking.
Sorry to interrupt. I say yellow flag Madhav, I think, car number 98.
That is correct.
Yep, that there was spin on out of turn 6, I think. And yeah, he has lost massive amounts of time.
It didn't look like it was very close to people, as we see some flashing going on behind. Is that Electric getting flashed from Starboy? Yes, it seems like it.
Yep, and Raja as well was flashing his lights, I think, on FIFA Kanak. Yeah, still Davlish has just buggered off into a league of his own. He's just doing some hot laps out there, as we see Starmax Lord going really wide on the exit, dipping his wheel onto the gravel. That gives Electric also getting a bit loosey-goosey out of that exit. That sausage curve AstroTurf combination as
lag.
Okay, sorry. That was a heart attack moment.
Right
I
now,
thought that's not the pit entry.
right now both the Ferraris going side by side through turn 1 and turn 2, and because of that Electric has gone a bit out of shape, and FIFA Kanak is looking into this battle and is expecting to get a headway for himself, as he almost touches Electric there, goes for the outside line, which is definitely not the ideal line, but he can get a very good exit for these couple of corners if he is going that wide there. Is he gaining? It seems like, but then Ferrari power will not be a match for the BMW power there, especially on the straight line, so all he can do is expect to get a move done on the corners. That's what he will be looking for.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see some of these drivers absolutely, testing the track limits, absolutely to the edge. You have to be very careful. This is a track where you can, sort of cut a lot of corners, go wide at some of the corners, really wide. But it's important you respect those track limits. Drive through will just, end their race. And of course, this battle is, the Ferrari battle. We saw Noob and Starboy last time around, as Electric almost fancied a dive down the right-hander, as FIFA Kanak is also having a look. These guys are just, poking their nose just slightly, just to, make the guy ahead a bit nervous.
Yes, indeed. FIFA Kanak seems to be pacey. He is almost at the same pace, if not quicker than Electric, but that's something that will not help him, losing his car on the exit there, so he will have to wait for another lap for a go. Behind we see Raja trying to attack FIFA Kanak, as well as Aladdin, who is getting attacked by Slaya. Slaya really behind the field. We'll ignore those casual lags once in a while, but yeah, Slaya, who is in the BMW, is not looking very confident with his car right now. He is running in P14, so right now some move is going on. I missed that completely, but it seems like Raja has fallen off.
Yeah, he seemed to be giving way to people for some reason.
not sure why, but right now it seems like Sly is fancying a move on the outside, juked him and then got the cutback line, completely caught Aladdin off guard. Aladdin thought that he is gonna go for the outside. He tried blocking the outside, but there was a space open on the inside and he just did a cutback. A brilliant move there by Sly. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of very good to watch there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like, straight out of the pro moves, I would say, as we have 8 cylinders who had gone off, it seems like, and has lost the position to no one.
Yeah, he has not yet lost the position, but there was some battle going on between Eitzel and Helium, and because of that there was some contact, and I believe both of them, even Helium looked a bit off when we switched cameras, so probably they had a very slight contact, and they are back now. Fortunately, it was not a major contact, no one lost any positions, a couple of seconds lost, and that helped Deepak Raj to catch up to this pack. But Eitzel again looking fancy, going side by side with Helium there. Eitzel had to cut the corner, go on the grass to avoid any contact. Helium again not giving any way, completely commanding the racing line from Eitzel there. And now Eitzel is sort of in danger from Deepak Raj, who is going around the outside. Deepak Raj will be looking for a better exit line, but misses the apex there, so probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, and because of all this, scuffle going on, Starmax is back into contention as well. Eitzel and Helium have provided quite some battles throughout this season, and another battle is what we are looking at, as Helium definitely not keen on giving any inch to 8 cylinders, and 8 cylinders trying to force his way so that he can get past him, which has given massive amounts of time advantage to both Deepak and Starmax Lord. We are having some nice midfield battle this time around, and look at how close these cars can run.
Everyone is really close to each other. Behind is Deepak, and there goes Helium. Helium took too much of the sausage and he was thrown off. He lost only 2 positions there, so that's still not bad. He can still come back, but I believe that Eitzel had the better of the pace, and Eitzel is just gonna fly off from this.
Yes, indeed. Eitzel in clean air is a really rapid driver, and of course, with that mistake Helium made, he has got that clean air ahead of him. And Deepak also almost 1 second behind, not posing any damage, any danger as of now. It's can be the time for Eitzel to just bugger off.
In the lead battle we missed just now.
And Aladdin gets the drive through.
Yes, so Aladdin not having the best of the race, but it seems like Tanish has overtaken Panda, and now Noob is just 7 tenths behind. So there is a pack here as well for P2, P3, which is forming. So we'll have a look here as well. We see car number 7, yellow flag at the back. The Starmax Lord, which has lost it.
Yeah, he was running behind Deepak and has lost a couple of positions now.
I think he has major damage. Yeah, he cannot keep his car straight. I think, no, he can. Probably, I hope he doesn't have a lot of damage, but it does seem like he has some damage on his car, on his Bentley. Bentley obviously built as a tank, so we hope that nothing much has happened to his car.
Yep, so as it stands right now, we have Devleesh. Devleesh is, I think, almost 10 seconds clear right now, so that's just too much, I would say. Devleesh is 10 seconds clear. Tanish currently in P2 in the battle with Worship the Panda and Noob. We are sort of having a race in set of 3s, set of 3 at the top, set of 3 in the middle, and set of 3 at the back as well, as we are about 12 minutes into the race, and we have a few drivers diving into the pits. Shalalurk, of course, had a spin and maybe had some damage, so he was the first one to pit. Aladdin, of course, serving his drive-through, and Deepak and Starmax Lord as well, the other ones to pit in.
Yes, indeed. We are at a point where you will need around 25 seconds of fueling time, even less than that, so maybe they have gone for a first stint with lower fuel load and then pitting in again, because right now we are only 15 minutes into the race. We are yet to go with 30 minutes left in this race. So we'll see what kind of strategy are people opting for. Starmax Lord obviously having the damage because of which he had to pit. That collision might have collected Deepak as well, because we do remember last time Starmax Lord being just behind Deepak when the incident happened. So maybe that's the reason why they are pitting and they are coming out now. They will be lapped obviously, but not a lot of issue with the blue flag, because I believe they will have some clean air. Car number 777 of Starboy Helium also pitting in right now. So a lot of drivers going in for the pits.
Yeah, quite, I'd say, sort of early pit stop. Maybe, a couple of more laps later would have worked out quite nicely. But let's see, as we see Panda, riding too much curves on the exit and just losing that traction onto the straight. I've been told that, for the driver behind the Porsche, it can be a bit tricky sometimes, because how this car handles some of these right-handers, in a weird way. You have to take some weird lines in the Porsche.
Indeed. So, but still seeing 3 people driving the Porsche in the lobby is a great thing to watch. We do have even Raja pitting in for his pit stop. So a lot of the drivers pitting in right now. The field has spaced out a lot because of that, and right now we don't have any battles on the track. Everyone is driving a race of their own. We do have another battle between car number 90 and that's car number 13, that is FIFA Kanak and Electrip. So we'll go on both that, and maybe this is a closer cars than the second and third that we were watching. So it seems like FIFA Kanak has the pace, and Electrip seems to be having some sort of damage on the rear in his Ferrari.
Yeah, that damage is definitely there, and lines also look a bit sketchy here and there, not cutting enough curves like FIFA did around 3 corners before, as he has an oversteering moment coming out of the last turn. So again, the time he gained is now gone, so a bit of relief for Electrip. But yeah, Slayer behind them is a couple of tenths quicker, considering taking a look at the lap times. So let's see if he catches up to them after a few laps, unless of course these guys decide to pit. As we move on to another battle, Faizan and Casey. Did Casey just go straight?
Yeah, he
Yes,
went
he did.
straight.
Yeah.
So Casey was going. Oh, I think he has a lot of damage. Maybe why is he not able to keep his car on the track? I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you can go on board to see if he has any sort of suspension damage.
That doesn't look like it.
Let's see.
Oh, see on
He's
the
just oversteering out of every corner.
yeah, on the exit every corner he is oversteering. So I'm not sure if he has set up his car like that. If he has, Porsche already kills you, man. Why do you
Yeah.
go for more oversteering? But best luck to him. Best of luck to him. Right now Slayer is catching up, and FIFA Kanak has already overtaken Electrip, which we missed. Electrip seems
Yeah.
to have done some slight mistake, because he has already lost a couple of seconds to FIFA Kanak's 1 second, that is 7 tenths.
Yep, we definitely missed something between these two guys, Electrip and FIFA Kanak. But yeah, that puts Slayer back into contention for that battle for P8 position, as that was Electrip, I think,
Yeah,
driving into. Yep,
Electrip.
Electrip was driving into the pits.
Everyone doing their pit stop here and there, and then clearing them off as they go. We have another pack between Raja and Deepak Raj, who are a lap down, mind you, but they have done their pit stop. So it's exciting to see where they come out with respect to Helium, whom they were battling when all this was going on. Obviously Helium and 8sil. 8sil might have flown off. Helium is already out, and he is 5 seconds ahead of these people. So they have lost a couple of seconds because of the battle that they were having, but let's see if they can catch up to Helium. Right now I think 8sil has still not pitted, and 8sil has almost lapped these guys. So he was at once battling these people, so he is that far ahead.
Yeah, and we have Ashley in our comment section, StarMax Lord that is lamenting the fact that his race is over, otherwise that would have been a really easy win for him. So indeed, hard luck, StarMax.
Yeah, that happens. Obviously, we never get the everyone having a very clean race and driving. That obviously happens. That you will get into some incidents. It's about how big the incident was and whether you have the time to recover from it. Obviously, that's the reason why I prefer endurance races, because even if things go wrong, there is still another 5-6 hours left to cover up for that mistake. But cannot be said true for everyone. Right now, it's still asking for way, I believe, or
Yeah, I think he was flashing his lights.
yeah, so Eitzel is almost caught up to the back markers because he has not pitted at one point. Just 10 minutes back in this race, he was battling these people. So, and that's a lag, and there's the lag gone.
Yeah, that was aeroplane moment right there from Excel. But anyways, let's see if he decides to pit in the next couple of minutes, next couple of laps, shall I say? Because he is in sort of a traffic right now, and he won't like that to compromise his pace in any manner. But of course, Electrep is trying to keep up with him as Panda gets a drive through.
I think he got a drive through for speeding in the pit lane.
Speeding?
Yeah.
No, I think that he'll get when he exits the pit lane.
Oh yeah. That is
Yeah,
also true. But
I think he'll
then
be.
he got it just now, so did he cut the pit entry or something? I'm also not sure about that. But yeah, Eitzel decides to stay out. We'll see when this man decides to pit. But right now we have two cars battling it out at the back. Faizan and Casey back at it again.
Oh no!
Full drift, full collision, still going on, both of them. They have it, and Casey trying to find a way on the inside of Faizan. Full pushes him off the track, barges his way past Faizan there,
This is
and then he goes into the pits.
to put the cherry on the cake. But yeah, some bumper car strategy from Casey right there.
I cannot
We have
comprehend what I saw just now. The man just barged his way past, lost so much time to Faizan, and then decides to go into the pits.
that was some violent racing, and we have SD asking how is Tanish doing. Tanish surprisingly hasn't quit yet and is running P2. So thanks to Masum as well for giving him some tips. And yes, KC WTF, that was some questionable racing between both Faizan and KC. Of course, the after race chat room will be quite lit. So if you are watching, if you aren't in the server, join us in the server. And if you want to race with us, beat any game, ACC, F1, Assetto Corsa, Dirt Rally, join us and have a shot at racing with us and being on the stream.
Indeed, we have Panda who has come out of the pits, cleared his drive through, is in P10 right now. Obviously, pit is done. You don't need to pit again. All he has to do is overtake Helium and maybe look on to overtaking a couple of more drivers. Helium very brilliantly going on the inside as Panda was looking for an inside line there. So great defend by Helium, but last time Helium was in a battle, it was a bit messy. So let's see if Panda gets caught up in the mess, or is he able to overtake Helium, because we definitely know that Panda is the faster driver here, and he does have the pace to overtake him easily. But we'll see how easy it is for Panda to make that overtake.
Yeah, Helium absolutely isn't going to let him go that easily. He will be parking his car every turn possible. And yeah, Panda has his task cut out. Has dropped down to P10 because of the unfortunate drive through. And yep, I think we have a few drivers yet to make the pit stop. Around 7 drivers out of the remaining 16 who are yet to make the pit stops. So another set of traffic will be coming out. I guess we have number 27 Slaya exiting the pits, and the Vleesh into the pits now as well.
Yes, indeed. Panda is that close. We have some dirt being thrown around. Helium is not leaving the inside, so Panda will have to go around the outside. The outside does turn into the inside for the next corner, but you have to have that much speed to be hanging on there, which he was not able to do as Panda is flashing
He's flashing.
in anger. He wants to get past, but Helium is just parking his car on every corner. So I'm pretty sure another barge move is gonna come out of Panda in the next 2 or 3 laps, because ACC is a game which tests your patience. Even if you are 4 or 5 tenths quicker than the car ahead, you cannot make a move in this game unless and until you play mind games and are able to capitalize on the mistakes that the car ahead is doing. We have Casey getting a stop go 30.
Ah, damn. So yeah, we have had, sort of two kind of overtakes. We saw quite early into the race Leia doing a dummy on Aladdin, and of course Casey just, considering Faizan's car a dummy and throwing him off the track. So yeah, you have two kind of ways to overtake. But yeah, Panda will be frustrated being stuck behind Helium. He definitely is, faster than a couple of drivers ahead of Helium as well. And yeah, he's just ever so close now, going into, I'm sorry about not remembering the corner, but yeah, exiting, coming in onto the last one now. We saw Helium keeping the inside line. Let's see if he does the same as well right now. He is keeping to the inside, gives slight room to Panda, and nope, no move possible still.
Yes, meanwhile Tanish has pitted. So Tanish for SD asking whether he is still continuing. He will continue if he doesn't get a stop go right now when he is exiting the pits. So we will have to see that. If he gets a stop go, there might be an alt F4. Panda looking for a brilliant line there, just braking a bit more and letting Helium pass, but that's not going to help him through the next series of corners. He's still trying to be side by side with Helium, but with the straight line speed of the Porsche, he is going for the inside, going for the outside. He also doesn't know what he is going for, but maybe a cutback line exit. No, that's not a very brilliant exit, but he is definitely quicker than Helium. Again, looking for the inside or the outside. He also doesn't know where to go, because the placement of Helium's car is perfect, as Helium does a slight mistake, breaks a bit late and runs deep, and that's finally maybe created an end to this battle. Helium flashing in agreeance, I'm not sure, but Helium again going for the outside line. Not sure if it's gonna turn out good for him. No, it's not gonna turn out good, because I'm pretty sure that the inside line is the better line out of here, and obviously going to the final corner, he will be ahead.
Yeah, that straight line speed of Aston almost put him side by side with Panda again. But yeah, a nice sort of cutback move by Panda, I would say, forcing Helium to go slightly wide into that hairpin, and cuts back in, gets the move done, and has the position in his grasp solidly, I would say now. Already 5 tenths up on him, so let's see how quickly he can catch up to Slaya, who is ahead in P8.
Yeah, good news for Tanish that Tanish has not gotten a stop go, so probably I think he's gonna continue this race. Right now he is down in P6 because Faizan has not yet pitted, and Davlesh has obviously pitted. Starboy in P3 and FIFA Kanak in P2 have also not pitted. Starboy, just as I said that, is in the pits right now, doing his mandatory pit stop. A final splash till the end. FIFA Kanak is yet to pit. I believe he knows the rules, otherwise this might not be the best debut race that he was looking for, because he has to do one pit stop at least.
Yep, we had our driver's briefing, made it clear there about all the race format, and of course the mandatory pit stop with a fixed time of 25 seconds. So yeah, a few drivers left. Noob currently, of course, leading the race. He has his pit stop yet to be done, and overall lead will be with Davlesh, who is actually legit position up to P3 even after making the pit stop. So some rapid pace from him.
Yes, indeed. Right now we do have the full grid paced out. Right now we have car number 67 and 95. That is Deepak and Raja, a silver class, an AM class driver trying to overtake a silver class driver, or at least driving close to the silver class driver, as we see Noob doing his pit stop. Let's see where he comes out. To me, it seems like he will be behind car number 69. I think that's Aladdin, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
Not on the same lap, but yeah, one lap ahead of Aladdin. But yeah, he will come out behind and he will have some clean air to put in some laps.
Yes, absolutely. The field is quite spread out. We have this battle going on between Slayer and Worship the Panda now. As oh, sorry, my bad. Worship the Panda has overtaken Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We missed that, but yes,
Yep.
Worship the Panda has overtaken Slayer, and now probably Slayer will have even Helium on his tail, and that's where we see Helium in the rear dash cam fitted in these cars. So yes, he should be careful because obviously he would know that he does not have the same pace as what Helium and Panda have.
Yes, absolutely. Helium and Panda both will be looking to gain, quite a lot of positions now. Panda, especially as Helium is within 1 second of Slayer. Of course, this is not F1, so no DRS. But anyways, as he goes slightly wide-ish, okay, never mind. That was the server lag.
But he did go
Anyways,
wide.
yeah, he did go wide. So yeah, Helium just gets moved on even before turn 1 arrives. So yeah, that's our position for Helium, and looks like that's the end of battles for the moment. Car number 12 is in a battle right now. Tanish and Alakar, I believe.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be probably a lap. Yeah, right now it seems like Panda has to overtake Starboy. A feat that is very difficult to achieve because we know from the last race that Starboy was almost the same pace as Panda. One thing that Panda has is tire management, but in a 45-minute dash race, that thing is not at all counted. So it might be a bit difficult for him to overtake Starboy there, but we'll see. We have 15 minutes left in the race, and anything can happen. Tanish in P4 right now, Itzel in P5. Noob has done his pit stop and has come out in P3. Some 7 seconds clear of Tanish. So Tanish lost a lot of time in the pits. If I'm not wrong, Tanish was ahead of Noob before the pit stops, right?
Yep, Tanish was running in P2, and of course Panda P3, Noob P4. But as it turns out, Tanish is now down to P4. Maybe he decided to go for the tire change as Helium gets the drive-through penalty. So we have had 3 drive-throughs and a stop go 30 already. Just 30 minutes into the race and 15 more to go. So I'll be expecting one more drive-through, to be honest, from someone.
That's what the stats say, in 15 minutes we have gotten 3 different
Yep.
kind of penalties, big penalties, as Helium's as Panda's car takes off because of lag, but he is back on the ground. Now he is trying to battle Starboy. Seems like he does have the pace, but let's see what kind of battle goes on between these two. It won't be an easy overtake, obviously. It won't be, can be a hard one.
Yeah, Panda has been taking really nice and tight lines through these hairpins and these, sort of acute angle right-handers, trying to get that cutback line working, get on power early. And he is almost side by side. He is side by side with Starboy on the back straight, and he will be having that inside line into the sequence of right-handers. But of course, it's the Porsche, so the straight line speed is just not there, and Starboy just gains on him on the straights.
Panda getting a bit
Well
scoped.
held.
Yeah, well held indeed. Panda is using the advantage that he has in his car, that is the Porsche, that is the turn in. So what he does is, instead of aiming for the corner, he will keep it straight, brake, and then he will take a very tight line and try to go for a cutback line. As Starboy is losing that place to Panda because he ran very wide on that corner, and I think that's the battle done.
Yep, so another position for Panda, up to P6 now. as Helium serves as a drive-through penalty, and he is dropping quite far behind now. I think only FIFA Canuck is the guy yet to pit. Everyone else has completed their pit stops. And is the leash already behind FIFA Canuck? And FIFA Canuck is into the pits now. So let's see where he comes out. The massive overcut strategy by FIFA Canuck. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, we'll have to see how his massive overcut strategy has worked, because maybe he doesn't know that there is minimum 25 seconds needed in the pits. Maybe that's why he was going for so long. As cars are taking off again, but they are back on the ground now. We have Raja, who is trying to find a way. Never mind, sorry, Electric, who is trying to find a way across Raja. Both the AM class drivers obviously battling for P1 in AM class. This is the battle that we have to watch, because these two are currently leading in the AM class right now. It seems like the Porsche of Raja got a very bad exit, and obviously if you get a bad exit before a straight in a Porsche, you are pretty much gonna get eaten up by the Ferrari. So that's what happened. Electra easily overtaking Raja. Maybe Raja will look for a comeback in some time, because we know that both of these people are almost at the same pace as we saw in the qualifying session.
Yep, out of all the Porsches, I think Panda has been the one who has, I think, the most stable setup, because I've seen both Casey and Raja getting, quite a fair amount of oversteer moments out of a lot of corners, and that hasn't helped him one bit in his Raja in his battle with Electric. As we are on board Deepak Raj, who's now right behind Slaya.
Yes, so Slaya is dropping down a couple of positions there, and is already in threat from Deepak Raj. Deepak Raj driving the new Audi, if I'm not wrong. So
yes, that's the new Audi.
Yes, what he commented was this car is not that great on the straights, but on turns it's stable as anything. Like, you cannot lose this car, cannot get oversteer in this car, sort of, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, let's see. He does look confident in the car. He is trying to get a move on Slaya. Behind we do see Electric and Raja pair coming up. They are also equally paced. Deepak trying to get one more position in the silver class. FIFA Canuck, who pitted pretty late, has come out in P5.
That's actually a nice position bump for him. I think he started P10 or thereabouts, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, but wasn't he battling Itzel Helium in the beginning?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
no, I think he Itzel had fallen off a couple of positions, so that's when he was in battle.
Yes.
Deepak, Slaya, Star Max, when he was in the race.
As we see Deepak going for the inside line, giving more than enough space that is needed to be given, and easy overtake done. Slaya just led by, no defense from him, no response for the move that Deepak was planning on him.
Yep, so confirmation, he started P10 FIFA Canuck, as I think Panda is right behind him, if we can go on to that battle as well.
Yes, there you go, Panda just behind FIFA Canuck. Again, Panda taking that tight line that he is known to take, already side by side with the Beamer, and FIFA Canuck being a bit scared of the car or of the brakes, and decides to brake a bit early and let Panda by. So FIFA Canuck has dropped to P6 right now, and Starboy is looking feisty on FIFA Canuck. So we'll see if FIFA Canuck can maintain a P6 finish in his debut race with us. If he can, that's actually a good position finish for our man here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he was just too cautious with Panda, because this BMW is quite strong on the brakes, so maybe you could have run Panda a bit wider, or gone a bit more side by side with him. But anyways, better safe than sorry. So he is up to P6, should I say, not down to P6, because he started P10, and Panda is climbing his position back up after the drive-through up to P5 now. We have, of course, the leash leading the race, followed by the two drivers in silver class, Noob and Tanish. Quite impressive race by them so far. It's Lenders running in P4, as we see a battered Mercedes or Shal alert that bumper is absolutely bonked.
Just hanging there like a
Yeah.
cow. Yeah, we do not have any battles at the moment, but we do have packs of 4 cars going together. The only battle to look out for towards this closing session of the race would be between FIFA Kanak and Starboy. Starboy is trying to get as close to FIFA Kanak and maybe use his expertise as a driver in ACC since a very long time to maybe scare off and force a move out of FIFA Kanak in the last 7 minutes that is left in this race.
Yes, absolutely. I was actually, I had asked the drivers before if we can drag them to the com box if it was a bit of a lonely race, but then this race hasn't been lonely at all. As FIFA Connect, he decides to go because he has a drive-through.
Oh,
That's unfortunate
I
for him.
think he got the drive-through just now when he went
Yeah.
off the track. Oh,
Yep.
that's a race gone for him. Probably will come out behind P11 or even P12. I'm not sure. Yeah, P11. So that's where he will
Yeah.
be. He started P10, came out P5. Obviously leaded the race for a couple of laps and then did its pit stop, came out P5 and then got a DT and has fallen back now. So roller coaster of a race for him, at least a debut race, a good roller coaster race.
That is true, sort of taking the roadless travel in terms of strategy, staying out, just I think 12 minutes to go in the race. So he stayed out till very late and gained 5 positions to say the least. But that unfortunate drive through means he will now come out P11 behind Raja. So he is sort of back to the square one, back where he started.
Yes, in fact -1 because
Yeah, -1.
he started P10 and now he's P11, but definitely a good learning for him. At least he knows that he has the potential. All he has to do is keep it clean, not get so many warnings, and obviously not get penalties, because at the end, if you get so many warnings and so many penalties, and we have another drive-through from
Shalala.
so 5 drive-through,
Yep.
six actually, helium also, so 6 drive-through slash stop and go 30 we have seen in a 45-minute race out of 17 drivers. That just goes to show that this track is not forgiving on the warnings that it ditches out, especially if you cut the corner or exceed on the exit there. So
Absolutely. And this track is, like where you want to cut the maximum corners, abuse the exits as much as you can, but then if you go like even half an inch wide, you get a track limit. So that balance has to be there. And a few drivers have missed that balance today, which have cost them, I would say, a podium in Panda's case. But yes, a nice learning curve for all of them, and a nice commentary experience, I would say, as well. This has been an amazing race so far, to commentate on, as we are on board Electrib, the leading AM class driver, trying to make a move on Slayer Whitey.
right now Slayer
Yep,
seems
on-
a bit off shape because he just lets by. Oh my god. Why would you do such a thing? He just lets him by.
Yeah. Maybe some contact beforehand which he missed, but yeah, he has just let him by. So that's a position upgrade for Electrip.
No commentary for us on a battle, so that's a -1 for us. But going back, we do have car Faizan and Aladdin. So Aladdin is getting up on Faizan right now, if I am not wrong. Yes, that is correct.
Yep.
So last time Faizan was not treated well, but Casey, full bumper car experience he had. This time, let's see how his experience is. We already see the bonnet of Aladdin, moving up and down there. So,
Bouncing up.
yeah, that does tell that there is some damage on that man's car. He is getting chased down by Noob, who is a lap ahead of him. Look at that beaten up golden Audi. No more golden anymore from the front because the
Absolutely.
paint has gone off completely.
Has to give way to Noob as well now.
Yeah, not
Let's
letting
see
by.
where he decides to do that though.
Not letting by. Noob is still flashing his lights.
Still ahead of you, probably this part of the right hand, the next part, sorry, the hairpin.
Yeah,
Yep,
here.
that's why he decides to give way, probably earned himself a track warning there as well.
But yeah, this has made him fall a bit behind Faizan, who he was chasing. So, but the good thing is that Faizan will also have to give way to Noob in these final closing moments. We have car number 90. Okay, so that's Halala giving way to the lead pack. Right now, all the leaders are coming one by one there behind him, so he will have to give way to a lot of drivers there. It's three different lap cars
Yeah,
together.
absolutely.
Navlesh
Yep.
is in the lead lap, Slaya is one lap down, and then Shalalak is probably another lap down. So
Yeah.
that's what is happening there. Full confusion there. Who should be
And
giving way to win?
about to be another lap down because he's gonna get overtaken by the bleach.
Oh yeah. Once he does that, he will be 2 laps down.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. He has given way.
Yep.
Navlesh
Yep.
is
So
40
we haven't had
seconds.
much focus on the bleach because he's just racing on his own. He just having a nice Sunday stroll in his Lamborghini around Italy. But yeah, amazing drive from him. I think he has the fastest lap as well at the moment. So yeah, he is on his
Yes,
course
fastest lap.
for his Grand Slam.
Yes, he has the fastest lap as well. Only thing to complete the list would be pitting in the final lap. Please do it.
Yeah.
He is 40 seconds ahead of Noob, so I'm pretty sure that a pit will be less than that. Probably
Yeah.
around 30 seconds, but
Just flex on those silver drivers,
yes.
right?
Just flex on those silver drivers indeed, as that's Electric giving way to the Blaze right now. The Blaze will be starting the final lap in some time, as he will cross the line in the next. Oh, he just not crossed the line. So yeah, it will
Yeah.
take him some time to cross the finishing line, but this is his penultimate lap, and this is a penultimate lap for everyone on the grid right now.
Yep, and I don't think there's any close battle for position. Raja and Slaya are 1.5 seconds behind each other, as Aladdin also slightly more than 1.5 seconds behind Faizan. But I don't think coming towards the closing stages we have any side-by-side battle.
I also don't expect any battle right now because everyone is 1.5 seconds. So unless and until someone does some mistake, which is major.
Yeah, I think this might be the final lap because the
Yes,
clock has
now.
hit 0.
Oh, leader already finished. Okay, so that was the
Yes,
final
yeah,
lap.
that was the final lap.
I was wrong. I thought that maybe that was the last second of the race, but already the leader has finished the race. A couple of the back markers will be spared of the pain because they were lapped by the leader a lap before. Noob, a brilliant drive from him coming across the final couple of corners, the final hairpin, and then the final 2 corners, and will be crossing the line. Will be finishing P2. A brilliant race from him. Aladdin getting a drive through at the
Absolutely.
end.
That's another.
Yeah,
That throws off our statistics.
I think our statistics was thrown off long back when we didn't, when we already had some 7 drive-throughs or something, or stop and go that we got. Tanish in P3. Tanish finally completing a race here at IRC, I believe. Might
Yeah.
be his first or second race that he is completing a brilliant drive from
Casey
him.
gets the drive through, right?
Okay, Casey also gets a drive-through. I will go to actually this because it's easy.
Yeah.
Right now it's Panda in P5, Eitzel in P4. We have Starboy who has to yet cross the line. Probably the last 2 people to cross the line would be Starboy who crosses the line, and then Deepak Raj who is yet to cross the line. So last guy to cross the line will be Deepak Raj, who is coming across the final corner. This is the final finishing order for you guys today. Panda having the bad luck of getting a drive through and being the only pro driver to finish in P5, but that gave way to 3 silver drivers who are out, 2 out of which are in the podium. FIFA kind of really looked feisty today, but unfortunately because of him getting a drive too, he is down there in P11. A brilliant strategy that was played by him. Two drivers who did not finish the race were Helium and Starmax Lord. I'm not sure what happened to Helium. A few minutes back we were looking at him, but now he has not finished the race. We have Starmax Lord, who also left the race, who was pretty confident towards the initial half when he was doing really well in this race, may I mention.
Yep, absolutely. We will be getting our podium finishes on the respective class soon into this VC. But props to the Vleesh, I would say once again. Just 40 seconds, man. That's illegal, man.
I'm
That's
still not
like
happy.
Mercedes level domination.
Yes, I am still not happy. I wanted him to do a pit stop.
Yeah.
Just flexing
Yes.
on them silvers.
Ow.
Yes, so we do have Electripin. That's what I know.
Yep, so Electrif was our AM class winner, finishing P8 overall. So that's some good amount of points to grab. Electrif, how was your race?
I mean, pretty good. I just had an instant where I got distracted and hit like a few cars. Other than that, yeah, everything went pretty smoothly. So yeah. All around, nothing much to comment about. Just, enjoyed racing today. That's all.
Yep, we saw you had a slight bit of damage on the backside of it. Yeah, any heavy bumps anywhere?
Basically, there was a pile-up that happened at the hairpin, I think. Like after sector 1, after the straight, there's a
Yep.
really sharp turn, right? So there was a pile-up. I was fixated on looking at the pile-up, like what's happening, and I forgot to brake. And I went into the pile-up as well.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, rookie mistake on my part.
Yeah, but I would say a brilliant race overall, finishing P8. You had a couple of fast drivers behind you as well, so congratulations on the victory in AM class. We have Raja with us, who finished P2 in the AM class. Hi Raja, how was your race? Looks to be on mute right now.
Able to hear me, Kaake?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So the race was good. Had some fight with Electric as well, so it was interesting. So my main aim was to finish the race without any drive-throughs. So that was my main aim with this track. So that went ahead, and whatever the result comes, I take it. Yeah, it's a good finish.
Yeah, we saw around 7 drivers, 8 drivers in the end, with Aladdin getting another drive-through. So yeah, lots of people getting drive-throughs on this track.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, amazing race from you. The battle overall, along with Electrep once in a while. Then I think you had a battle with Slay as well. So yeah, nice job racing overall.
Thank you.
And we have Faizan as well, who finishes P3 in our AM class. Faizan, how was your race? Of course, we caught that sort of overtaking maneuver on with KC. A bit of actual banging going on. What was going on then and there?
First race this season.
Yep.
Had a nice battle with Casey actually. He was trying to overtake me. He was quite fast. Just trying to block him. And yeah, I had a few incidents with him, and rest of it was quite boring. Just on my own. Yeah. Should I finish 3 in AM? P3.
Yep, P3 in AM
Okay,
class.
nice. Thanks.
Yep. So your first podium, I would say, class-wise. Okay.
Yes.
Indeed, congratulations, man. Hope to see you, furthermore up the field, and let's get those racing shoes and wheels properly on. So that's our AM podiums, Electrip, Raja, and Faizan. On to silver class finishers. Let's start with Noob. What a race, man. P2 overall and the victory in silver class. That was amazing stuff. You took, the full advantage of people getting drive-throughs and just, went away with it.
Yeah, I mean, the setup was pretty good. Car was feeling good even after 45 minutes. Yeah, it's very easy to get warnings, track limits and drive-throughs in Misano. So just try to keep the car on the track, not make mistakes, be consistent, and yeah, got the win.
Yep, amazing drive from you. You had a decent amount of battles, I'll say, but then more or less the pit stop.
Yeah,
Made
I
sure
mean,
that
I think I was extremely fast. Just one more lap, and I would have overtaken Davlish as well.
yes, Davlish approves.
Nah, but yeah, it was a good race. I'm happy with the result. I mean, I finally got to broke my P6 streak.
yes, yes,
I was
absolutely.
always finishing P6.
Yep, keep these results on and you will be soon in the pro class. You have
Yeah,
a word
that's
on
the
that.
dream.
Yep. As we have Tanish, the guy I'm most happy about. Hello Tanish. Finally finishing a race and finishing it in at the podium P3 overall. Brilliant stuff, man. Finally, you are showing your true colors.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy that I finished the race. I think there was one more place I could have been on, but yeah, I got unlucky with the pit stop because I think I got 10 seconds of damage and I forgot to, just like, should I say turn it off and
Yeah.
just go away from it, but I had to like around 35 seconds in the pits and that handed Noob P2 and he's very fast, so it was no chance for me to overtake him back. So yeah, that was good race, but could have been better.
Amazing. Propi, any words from you for Tanish?
Well, at least you finished the race, so that's all I would say. Nothing else.
Thank
But,
you, sir. Thank you for that.
but
There
I
are quite
could
a few
finish.
people in the comments
Yes.
as well rooting for you to finish the race, so do check them out.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
And of course, we have Itzel rounding off the silver class podiums, finishing P4 overall. You started P4, but then, of course, the opening lap you dropped a couple of positions, but finished back up on P4. So, how was the race overall and in between Itzel?
I've always felt like my race, like in past seasons, my race start has always been pretty good. Like I don't lose or gain many positions, but I kind of hold my ground. I think this season that I've been cursed because every single race I get overtaken by 5 people on the opening lap, and then I'm a little bit flustered at the end of the opening lap, and then I end up doing stupid things. I think me and Helium got involved with something on the back straight, which was silly from me, but around this track it's hard to overtake, so I had to get it done. It didn't go to plan, but it is what it is. P4 is probably the best result I could get today. Noob and Tanish were just way too fast for me. It's kind of a little demotivating to know that you're at least a second off the pace of other silver drivers, but we learn and we move on.
Absolutely, we learn and we move on. That's the motto everyone should follow in their life. And brilliant race, Itzel. Hope to see you in the podiums soon. And moving on to the actual race winner, Davlish. Bhai zara aram se chalao. That's all I can say. 40 seconds over the next best guy. That's too much, man.
Yeah, even I had to tell myself to slow down a bit because I started putting in quali laps at the beginning. I put in a lap that was as fast as my quali lap, and I got 2 warnings on a single lap, the next lap, and then I thought at this rate I'll get it DT in just a couple of more laps. So I thought maybe let's take it a bit easy and keep it safe.
Yep, your easy is technically the alien standards right here, but brilliant race. Then Propi was suggesting that you should have gone for another pit stop just for flexing on the people behind you.
Yeah, that maybe next time.
Yes, please keep that in mind. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just challenge yourself, man. Go for another pit stop and maybe battle.
Definitely. Next time I'll do that.
Yes.
Yep, so a grand slam for the Bleach, pole position, fastest lap, and the race victory, of course. So brilliant stuff. Congratulations once again. And we have our second driver in pro class, Panda. Panda, tough luck with the drive through. Otherwise, what would have been easy, not easy, but a tough battle with the Bleach, I would say. For victory. Way too easy for the Bleach.
Yes, sir. But yes, I was expecting to finish P2, but I was trying to do early pit stop and get an undercut on Tanish. Yeah, Tanish passed me. I was trying to get an undercut on Tanish, but on my out lap, I don't know what happened. The tires were too cold. I went a bit wide. I already had 3 warnings. I went a bit wide. I slowed down, and after a couple of corners, the game just gave me a DT. So I guess That slowing down was not enough. That corner, and that pretty much ruined my race. But I mean, in hindsight, that made my race a bit more interesting, because otherwise I know I would have been 25 seconds, 30 seconds behind the village and just chilling on my own. But after that drive through, I got into I don't know, like 3 or 4 battles. That battle with Helium was really entertaining and really fun.
Absolutely, that was fun for us to watch and commentate on too. Some spicy battle, Helium parking it nicely, that full lap when you were behind him. But yeah, a bit of tough luck, but congratulations on P2 in the pro class.
Not happy with the result, but fun race
Yeah.
nonetheless. Yeah.
You should not be happy because you came last in progress.
Yes, sir. I was always gonna be last, no matter where I finish.
Just because I didn't race, you were last. Otherwise, I would have been last in pro class. But that's it. Any more interviews left?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, so that's it for today's race. Thank you everyone for joining in. If you are not a part of IRC and if you like what you saw today in the race, do consider joining us. The links to joining our Discord server will be down in the description. As Kaake said before, we do leagues not only in ACC, in F1, we have some races in AC and Dirt Rally as well, and many other games, all motorsport related games. So if you are just a motorsport enthusiast as well, you can decide in joining the community, because we do have a section in our community where we just discuss casual races and all the real life events that are going on in motorsport world. But that's it from me streaming your race, and Kaake being my lovely co-commentator who decided to join us even after he had he was down with weather, so even then he decided to join me in commentary and not make me feel alone. So very thank you to him as well, and a big congratulations to all the podium finishers. A great race that we got to watch, and hopefully we continue this same thing next weekend when we are racing again in ACC. Thank you for watching. Have a great